gets 3 points. Let's talk about America's team. They tend to lead the show quite often. The Dallas Cowboys, coming off of a bye week, off an embarrassing loss to Detroit, showed better fight in this game against the San Francisco 49ers. Nonetheless, fell short once again to San Francisco, 30-24. Dak Prescott had a rough day at the office, 2 rough interceptions, particularly that second one, and Dallas now falls to 3-4. So if you look at their upcoming schedule, guys, they've got Atlanta, they got Philadelphia, Houston still ahead in their schedule, the Washington Commanders. This is a Cincinnati later down the road. It's a tough upcoming schedule for Dallas in an NFC East where the Washington Commanders are slowly but surely pulling away. So I'll start with you, Dylan. Can the Cowboys still make the playoffs? Are their playoffs hopes dashed at 3-4?
When you look at their record, they're just below 500. You would think maybe they'll have a chance if they win some of these upcoming games. So quite honestly, I don't give them a chance whatsoever. If we're talking about their offense, as far as I care, they're the bottom 10 scoring team. They have a non-existent rushing game. And as far as receivers go, CeeDee Lamb's their only really shred of hope to even touching 100 receiving yards, but he hasn't at all. No one's really shown up. Sure, Dak has, came and gone with some good games overall. But then the defense is also bombed and defense coming as well. So it's like, even if Dak were to show up and CD shows up and they have some semblance of an offense, their defense gives up way too many points. And then again, these upcoming 4 games, I think the only way they're going to be able to make the playoffs is if they beat the Eagles and beat the Commanders, because I think only 2 teams are coming out of the division, especially with how stacked the NFC conference is. I don't think there's going to be room for the Cowboys if they can't surpass either team.
Yeah, you make a compelling case there, and you talk about CeeDee Lamb. He just now had his first 100-yard receiving game. I think he had somewhere around $150. So CeeDee Lamb was great against San Francisco. Really kind of helped them make it a close contest at the end where Dallas had a chance to win, but ultimately defense didn't get stops in the third quarter, and Dak Prescott put them in rough positions, field position wise. So solid take there by Dylan. To you, Arthur. Dallas is 3-4. They've lost 2 in a row. They're not playing exactly their best football right now. Can they still make the playoffs in what Dylan said is a stacked NFC?
No, I think they're done. This team has no identity. They don't have an offensive game. They don't have a defensive game. They're not consistent, right? And now you have too many guys injured. CD was finally able to go off, but it was late. And just when you thought that, okay, it looks like we're going to have something sembling of, they're able to come back against the 49ers, probably get it done. We know the hostile and the tension between both of those teams, right? It's very competitive. So you knew it was going to be a very competitive game in San Francisco. And I know that all of those Cowboys players wanted that. But to see on that last possession, you don't have any timeouts, right? It's 2 minutes and some change left. You have 0 timeouts on your last possession, right? So, nah, man, they're dead in the water. Yeah, the Cowboys are the Cowboys. And Jerry Jones is Jerry Jones, and he's going to keep saying things or keep doing things the way he wants to do them. And this team sadly has to suffer the consequences for it. CeeDee Lamb is too great of a wide receiver. Dak Prescott is too great of a quarterback. And this team is way too talented and stacked to be mediocre or even be below mediocre. So yeah, they're done.
Only thing I'll disagree with you slightly on is I don't think the roster is that talented. So Dylan, this is going to be a shot at your team, so I apologize in advance. But if you put Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb and the Patriots offensively, I think they're the Dallas Cowboys. Like, if you look at that receiving core, Jalen Tolbert, Jalen Brooks, a solid tight end in Ferguson. New England has some okay tight ends as well. A non-existent running game and a rough offensive line. Dallas, talent-wise, is limited on a good day, but you make some compelling case as well. Dylan, I'm going to give you the W here, give you 5 points. Arthur, give you 3 points as well as we move on to this second round. Both of you make good points, but I thought, Dylan, your point as it pertains to just the lack of Dallas can't run the ball. Dallas is just schematically just cannot get any sort of advantage on teams. Even, by the way, the Niners were beat up in this game. This wasn't even San Francisco at full strength. And it's still, I'm watching that game and I'm like, if I took the top 10 players in this game, I think 8 of them are 49ers. Like there's still a pretty big gap there. Barry Grit Jr., our guy in the comments, says, as I've said, blame the players. That's fair. Listen, Jerry Jones put the roster together, but at the same time, players got to go out there and at least put up a better performance. It's certainly Dak Prescott and at least before Sunday, CeeDee Lamb.